Hey. Hello, my name is Selena.
And my name's Theoni, and you are listening to Piping Hot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode. Oh boy, Theoni and we've already chatted so much this past week, but not about today's topic, just
Not even a little bit about today's topic. Selena and I have been engrossed, completely captivated, and taken in by what is House of Sky and Breath Crescent City 2. As you guys know, or may not know, we've been doing vlog updates on our TikTok. So we won't say a ton about it now because they're coming out a little after we've read it. But we did finish the book today.
This morning.
We literally were supposed to start recording this episode an hour ago and ended up just chatting about this book. And I still have about 500 more things I want to say, or
Same.
Like my stomach is in a knot right now.
I feel like queasy after finishing I mean, like a good queasy,
yes.
Not a bad queasy about finishing the book, but it's like I just need to know more. Like that's my feeling.
I know. Anyways, outside of this book that has taken over our lives, how's your week been, dude?
It's been good. It's been really busy. I'm super happy that it was the weekend because I just needed to decompress. Work has been super busy because I got a new job, and I don't think I said that last time.
No, you didn't. I was waiting for you to bring it up. So
I got a new job. So last week I've been just trying to prep everything to make sure that when I leave, everyone knows what's happening. So that's been super crazy, but thankfully next week I have a week off before I start my new job, so I'm very, very excited.
Nice. Are you doing anything in that week off?
I might be going home to hang out with my siblings, but
yes,
I'll probably just I don't know, get my life organized together. I don't know.
I feel like that's always important when you're about to start the next chapter, the next new thing. It's good to just kind of be able to start it fresh, you know?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And I didn't want to rush into this new job. So I'm thankful that they were able to give me a week break.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
What about you? How's life going for you?
It's good. Definitely better than last week, I think. But I will say I was kind of sick this week. It wasn't COVID or anything like that, but I just had a really horrible cold and my nose is still kind of stuffy today. But I'm finally kind of getting over it. So I wasn't really feeling well all week and just working and stuff like that and doing a lot of last minute organizing things for my new place because technically my new place is moving tomorrow, so I'm gonna start moving the first few things in tomorrow and just slowly get that process going. But just a lot of last minute details with that has been a lot. I did go to a Taylor Swift dance party. Oops, I burped. I'm sorry. I'm so hyper. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I literally can't function after our conversation, Selena. Oh, my God. Okay. But anyways, on Friday, I went to a Taylor Swift dance party that was really, really fun. And I'm not even a huge Taylor Swift person, but they literally just played all Taylor Swift music, and I was surprised at how many songs I knew. So we were singing like when Picture to Burn came on and Should Have Said No, I was like, oh, let's go. Yes. And it was actually so much fun, and everyone there was the nicest people ever. It was just really fun.
I'm so jealous. I've always wanted to go to one because I've seen them on TikTok and they look so much fun.
Yeah, they literally played the entire All Too Well short film.
Yes. Okay, the 10-minute version, I can't listen to the regular version anymore. I always have to listen to the 10-minute one.
Yeah, it was super fun. So if you ever get a chance to go, you should definitely go to one.
Damn, yeah. I really want to go.
What are you drinking to? Oh, wow. Look at us.
We do this every week. We do this every week.
We need to establish who asks who first. Yes. Oh, good Lord.
I feel like I'm functioning at like 5%.
No,
right
literally my brain is like anyway, so I'm drinking positive energy because I was already just like riding a high from the book that I was like, let's keep it going, you know?
Yeah. Nice. No, definitely. I needed something to calm me down because I was like, it's just so hyped about the book. I was going to go for peppermint, but I actually went with peach Bellini because I was like, I want something summery. So it hasn't calmed me down because I'm still thinking about the book, but whatever.
I don't think any tea is going to take me off this high, let me tell you.
No, yeah.
This is going to last days, I think. Like,
Yeah,
truly. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what pop culture stuff do you have this week?
I have a couple of stuff. I'm sorry. Okay, I have a couple of things, but like
Okay.
my mind is elsewhere. So I'm so sorry if I am saying these things and they sound like I'm a robot because I feel like a robot. Okay.
I know. I literally have to like compartmentalize and just block it out because literally my brain right now is like Hunt, Bryce, Reese, blah, bloop, bleep, bloop. Yeah. Anyways,
God.
okay. Why is my
culture.
mom FaceTiming me? She does this every time. I'm going to call her later.
Pop culture. First thing is that Gina Rodriguez is pregnant.
I have that on my list too. I'm so happy for her.
I am so happy for her too. She deserves all the happiness in the world.
Her and her husband are a really cute couple together. And I love
Yeah.
that they met on Jane the Virgin. And like,
Yeah.
I just feel like she's going to be a fantastic mom.
Oh, definitely. I was literally just going to say the same thing. Like Gina, she has like the vibe of just like the cool, caring, concerned mom, but not overbearing.
Totally. 100%.
My next pop culture thing is that Beyonce's newest album, Renaissance, leaked 3 days prior to its release date, July
It did?
29th. Yeah. Which is crazy because her album 4 was also leaked weeks prior to its release date back in 2011 too. So someone's out there ready to just leak Beyonce's album all the time, but thankfully all of her fans didn't listen to the leaked album when it came out on Wednesday or
That's
Tuesday.
nice.
But then they went and actually listened to it on its official release date, which was really, really awesome. Because that can like tank sales really
No,
badly.
it seriously can because I feel like that initial hype like really makes or breaks the rest of the sales, right? So
Yes,
I
exactly.
feel like, of course, that would affect it. Have you gotten a chance to listen yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not because I've been busy with this freaking book. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, but I'm excited to listen to it because I loved Lemonade so much. So I'm really hopeful for Renaissance.
Nice.
My next pop culture item is that Netflix is suing the unofficial Bridgerton musical creators for infringement. Have you seen that?
I think that's the biggest BS I've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they've even commented on their TikTok saying how good it is, and they wait until now to do it. Why? Like,
Yeah.
why wait this long? Like, they should have done this forever ago. Like, I know, and it's right after the sold out
Yes.
Kennedy performance. Like,
Yes.
I don't know if it's a money thing or what, but like, how?
So I think the reason why they're coming now is because the deal or the unofficial agreement or whatever was that they would only be able to release the songs on audio only. It didn't include any live performances. It didn't include any merch or anything like that. So that's why they're finally coming back because of that sold out Kennedy show. Isn't that crazy? And what's even crazier is that Shonda Rhimes and Julia Quinn have commented on it.
What did they both say?
So
Are they on
they're-
the side of Netflix?
Yeah, they are.
To be fair, I understand why they would want royalties for that kind of thing
Yeah.
and like want like a trademark on that or whatever. But if that were the case, they should have done that a long time ago.
I don't know. It's just really sticky because I love that album. Like
know,
I
it's
love
fantastic.
the songs. So, yeah. It's just unfortunate.
Sad. Yeah, no, it is.
And then my last pop culture thing that I have is that Shakira might be facing prison time for tax evasion.
Literally 8 years in prison for $15 million in tax fraud. What?
Yes. So I was reading just a little bit of it, but it looks like a Spanish prosecutor is seeking an 8-year prison sentence and a fine of more than $23.5 million for Shakira over a tax fraud case. And what they're questioning is this time period between 2012 and 2014 where Shakira was accused of like not paying $15 million in taxes, but in Shakira's defense, she said that she didn't live in Spain at the time, so like why would she be paying these taxes? But the prosecutor is arguing that Shakira spent more than half of her time in Spain over those 2 years, which means that she might have to be paying more taxes if she was spending more than half of her time there in Spain. Oh. And her family bought a house in 2012 in Barcelona. So I don't know. It's a little sticky. And the reason why it's making headlines now is because Shakira rejected a settlement offer from the prosecutor's office on Wednesday. And so now it's going to trial.
Wow. I'm so curious how that will turn out.
Right?
Because I understand if you are truly innocent, why you would not want to take the settlement. Yeah. And certainly I'm sure she has the money to be able to go through with the lawsuit. But if you're facing prison time, wouldn't it sometimes just be easier to do the settlement? Yes. And then just tell everyone that like it's not true until the day you die? Like, wouldn't that just be easier? I don't know.
But
crazy.
She rejected it, so now they're going to trial.
She better have some good proof or some good lawyers because that could come back to bite her.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So I have 2 things to bring up. Okay. The first one, kind of an update on what we talked about last week, but Shawn Mendes did end up canceling the entire rest of his tour. So he didn't just postpone, he canceled it, which he put out a message on his Instagram. So you can go read that if you want the full thing. But good for him for taking care of himself. But I am very surprised after all this time that it was totally canceled. So just unfortunate, I guess, but.
Definitely.
And then the other thing I have that we have to talk about is Olivia Rodrigo and Joshua Bassett reunited at the High School Musical, the series premiere.
How could I forget? Holy crap, how did I not add that to my list? I woke up and I was like, is the world ending? Like, no, what literally. Is happening?
Is it PR?
I think it is. Because it was trending all day after that premiere.
I know. Yeah. And right after Sabrina's album came out.
Yes.
I mean, obviously the premiere of the show, like that's probably not all planned, but like certainly an opportunity to kind of feed off of the situation again. Yes. And I just, after everything that went through, I just have a hard time that they would be able to go back. I mean, if they can both find peace with it and each other, great. Love that for them because I feel like that's like healthy. But after everything that happened, that just seemed so out of the blue. Especially because on our Joshua Bassett episode, we talked about how they had literally not spoken at all since Driver's License came out.
Literally. Like that was like a year of them not talking, and now suddenly it's 2022 and they're taking pictures on the red carpet and they're standing next to each other and doing all of this stuff. Like I understand that like time does heal, but also what happened in the prime time of Driver's License was insane.
Literally.
Absolutely insane. I'm on the side. Okay, again, I love the 3 of them like individually, and I think they're all fantastic. But the thing that gets me, that I still can't get out of my head, is just how horrid the Olivia Rodrigo fans acted towards Josh during that time. Like, I can forgive and forget everything else except that.
And me too. And she still, to this day, has not come out publicly and said a word about it. So even if they talked privately, that just doesn't seem... it just gives me an icky feeling.
It doesn't, because you made it public. you made it public and everything was already public. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like there just needs to be closure even if it's a private matter. But like, again, it was already public. All the way from the start.
It literally was.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about randomly? When I looked at that picture of them on the red carpet, you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about their Vivo performance of that High School Musical song. They look so in love, and it breaks my heart. Breaks my fucking heart.
I know. They were such a special relationship.
Yeah.
But like, honestly, the music that came out of that situation from both Sabrina, Olivia, and Joshua, like,
amazing. Chef's kiss.
No, literally. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy how fast things can change in the span of like a few years. Like,
I know.
Crazy. But that's all I have for pop culture stuff. So,
okay, sweet. Then I think we can dive into today's topic. Today we're doing another celebrity episode. The last celebrity that we did a deep dive on was Khloe Kardashian. And our next celebrity that we'll talk about is Hailey Bieber.
Yes, as I told you guys last episode, one of my friends nicknamed her Hailey No Vibes Bieber, which I think, in my opinion, she meant, I mean, I don't know what she meant by it, but it's crazy the impact she has on like fashion and trends and all of these things when it's just like, I don't feel like it's anything so out there. You know what I mean?
I feel like she's just there.
Yes, like exactly. I think that's what she meant by no vibes.
I don't know where she came from or when she became relevant or literally. I mean, it's not anything to like diss her. Like, I think she's like very, very talented, but it's just like, I don't know where you came from. No, I just don't know. So Hailey Rode Bieber was born November 22nd, 1996 in Tucson, Arizona. I guess I didn't realize that we were so close in age. Like, I didn't know she was that young, if that makes sense. I know.
Like, the fact that she's vibing at age 26, doing that, and I'm age 24, just being like, what up?
Like being
it's
like,
crazy.
What am I doing? Yeah.
No, literally, but it's just, I really feel like celebrities always seem older than their age. Like, that's just a thing, you know?
I agree. She is the daughter of Stephen, I don't know. She's a Baldwin. So niece of Alec, Daniel, and William Baldwin. I just have to say, all of the Baldwin brothers look so alike.
Do they really? Crazy. I didn't see a picture. I have to go look.
Like, Alec and Stephen look so similar. I'm like, you guys could literally be twins. But then again, everyone says that about me and my siblings, so I'm like, whatever. A couple of fun facts. So Hailey grew up taking ballet lessons at the American Ballet Academy every summer until she had to stop due to a foot injury, which makes me so sad. Because like I can't imagine getting an injury and then just not being able to pursue your dream anymore. Like, that's soul crushing.
I know. I feel like that would be hard in any situation, like to lose the thing that you need the most to be able to pursue what you've always dreamed of. Like, that's so difficult. Like, I can't imagine, truly.
Yeah, no, I agree. Second fun fact is that Hailey was homeschooled by her mom, and her parents thought it would be safer for Hailey to be homeschooled, but also made it easier to travel from New York to LA frequently, especially, you know, coming out of like the Baldwin family, who are very, very famous. She's also really, really into boxing, and she does her own makeup, but seeks a stylist for her hair, which I thought was very interesting.
I thought so too, but I kind of like that, and it makes sense why she typically has a cleaner aesthetic, you know, like she probably has mastered that kind of thing, which I feel like she wears a lot. So
yes, yeah.
So let's go through, since you mentioned her modeling, let's go through her career first. Okay. So I have that her first modeling agency was Ford Modeling that she was signed to in 2013. So that meant that she would have been like 15, 16 at the time, which I feel like is fairly young to sign with like a big modeling agency. I mean, I don't know the modeling world that much, but that seems very young. And I wonder how much her family's influence had on that. And I hate to do that, but nepotism babies are a thing for a reason. I'm not saying she is, because I do think she's been very hardworking and has really built this up for herself. But I am curious how that came to be at first.
I questioned that as well, because I looked and she's only 5'7", which is so short for a model. Like, it's crazy. All the models are like higher end 5 feet, almost 6. Like, you have to be at a threshold in order to be a model, and you have to be thin enough at that height to even cross that barrier. So I'm like, how much did her family help? Again, not a bad thing, but I'm just like intrigued that she's that short.
Yeah, I actually wouldn't have expected that either. She always seemed a little taller, but
yeah, because I was thinking too, like on Tyra Banks' America's Next Top Model, they specifically had a season for short
petite models.
Yes,
and like
that's
not slapped,
even,
by the way.
Yes, that's like not even, the thing is that like they're not even like petite, like they're still pretty tall. Literally. But it's like, oh, it's petite for the modeling industry though. So that's what made me question it.
And then she had her first commercial campaign in 2013 for a brand called French Connection. And then she also had her runway debut in 2014 in October for Topshop, which I think is interesting. Her first runway was all the way back in 2014. I didn't think it had been that long, but I guess Topshop is a more youthful brand, but still she only would have been 16,
17, not just a little baby still. That's crazy.
Literally. And then she had her first magazine cover in April 2015 for Jalouse magazine, which I've never heard of before.
Oh, okay.
But then in March 2016, Hailey signed with IMG Models, which, if you guys know anything, I've definitely heard that name in America's Next Top Model when I used to watch it. Like, it's very much one of the big modeling agencies. Yes. And I think when she hit 2016, she really started hitting those bigger campaigns and stuff. So
yes, I think that's when she finally got traction in her career and kind of just catapulted to where she is now.
Agreed. Because then in May 2016, not even a couple months after that, she went on the cover of Marie Claire magazine and was described as the fresh face. So I think that probably alone really like pushed her forward.
Yeah.
And then September 2018, I didn't have a lot in between like the end of 2016 to 2018, which I thought was interesting. It might have just been smaller stuff that I didn't write down. But 2018, she was the face of the Power of Good campaign for Bare Minerals. And I remember like that campaign, and I remember seeing her. So I feel like that was a huge thing for her, especially with all of her skincare, her makeup influence. I feel like it really started there.
I do remember that vaguely. Yeah.
And then in 2019, she became the face of Levi's, which I thought is really interesting. And I actually didn't know she was a face for Levi jeans, but I feel like that's a big campaign that a lot of famous people have done, similar to like Pepsi commercials and things like that, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like Levi is more so of a, not an older brand, but more of a staple in the industry that like everyone kind of wants to be the face of it at one point in their career.
Exactly.
So that's like why I figured that it was probably huge for her. So.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I kind of looked up some TV appearances, and in May 2017, she did a big, she hosted Drop the Mic with Method Man, but that only lasted a couple seasons. So that was in 2017. And then in June 2022, which was very recently, she launched her skincare brand. So Rhode Skincare, which we can dive into that more later. But that's kind of the trajectory of her career, which is interesting. But I definitely feel like certain models will catch on to like more of the influencer life, right? So I feel like kind of similar to like Gigi Hadid and like Hailey. Like I feel like they both got caught on by the media and people just kind of fell in love with them. So like a lot of the influence she has is because people were like really drawn for her for whatever reason. I mean, obviously her career helped her get there, but you know.
I agree. I agree. Sweet. Well, I have one thing that I just wanted to mention that I think is just so random. But in 2011, she appeared as Cody Simpson's love interest in the music video song On My Mind as part of her like early work acting career, which I think is so funny and niche because like I don't know if you were in like the Cody Simpson
I never
like
was.
group. Yeah, it's like so niche, and I think it's so funny because I forgot that she had starred in that video, and again, she was just like a baby. Like,
Were you
crazy?
Were you a Cody Simpson girl?
I was like,
Okay.
It was in the same vein as like One Direction. It was like, oh,
Gotcha.
One Direction, 5 Seconds of Summer, and Cody Simpson. It's just like all of these like.
Do you find it weird that Cody Simpson is like a professional swimmer now? Isn't that the most random thing?
Oh, is he really?
Yes, I think he like qualified for the Olympics or something.
Holy
in
shit. Okay,
Australia.
well,
I could be totally making that up. I know he does swimming, maybe not the Olympics, but I think I'm right.
well, he was like a huge surfer, if I remember correctly. So I'm not surprised that he's like a swimmer now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, no, I just thought it was funny because I was like, I totally forgot that you were in that music video.
Cray. I feel like that happens with a lot of celebrities. Like they're randomly in things that we don't even realize. It's like I saw on Jimmy Fallon the other night. Reggie John Page was on there, and he was in Harry Potter in the background. He was in a Harry Potter movie. I forget which one, but Reggie John Page was in Harry Potter. Look it up after this. Yeah.
Wait, that's so funny. Okay, wait. Another funny thing too that me and Jack were talking about. So me and Jack are watching Peaky Blinders on Netflix. Have you heard of that show?
I have.
Okay, well, the main guy, I think his name is Cillian Murphy, or I don't know how you say it. Jack has never seen Cillian Murphy ever before in a movie or any shows before we started Peaky Blinders. But then he looked up his IMDb page and he was like, wait, Cillian was in this and this and this and this and this. I was like, yes, you just didn't notice him.
Wait, who's Cillian Murphy?
He is a British actor. I don't know if you would know him. Maybe you might recognize him.
His face does look kind of familiar.
Yeah. Like he's in a lot of different things, but nothing too huge.
Wow.
It was
crazy.
It was so funny though, because I was like, yeah, he's in that movie and he's in that movie. It's like I noticed because I really like Cillian Murphy, but like Jack was like,
who the
right
heck
over his
is
head.
this guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Oh my gosh. Do we want to go into her relationship history then?
Let's do it.
Okay, so here's the thing about Hailey Bieber in general. I was trying to find gossip. I was trying to find tea. I was trying to find spice. I really could not find anything. And I don't know if I feel like there's something hidden because I'm just jaded that way. Or, I mean, she does seem like a very genuinely nice, just like kind, good person. So like she really might just be unproblematic. I just feel like it's very rare for people to be unproblematic these days. So I don't trust it. But like good for her for living her best life and just, staying clear.
Yeah, I think I do perceive her as like a very private person, and when she wants to share, she'll share, but her boundaries are very, very firm. So I mean, again, more power to her in this day and age.
100%. I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first notable relationship that I found, let me know if you have anything that predates this, was Justin Bieber in December 2015.
Yes. Yep.
So they dated from December 2015 to August 2016.
Yes.
But then in August 2016, Justin actually unfollowed her at the time on social media. So they didn't really have contact after that.
It's crazy to me that was like when they first met, or like that's when they kind of, right, the beginning of their relationship. Like that's wild to me because I forgot about it. I forgot that was the thing because you know who was a thing? It was Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez.
Exactly. So, and we were all caught up in that at the time. So I would have never expected, I honestly did not know that they dated prior to getting together. Okay, so then after that, which this was never confirmed, but her and Drake in May 2016 were seen getting smiley at a party and flirty, which that relationship seems so gross. Honestly, I love Drake's music, but he has a habit of being known for going for people that are way too young for him or just not correct. You know?
I'm sorry. He has like predatory vibes for me. Like I can't. No.
No, literally. And remember all the stuff you heard about Drake and Millie Bobby Brown?
Like, oh my gosh, dude, seriously?
Right?
Like,
It's
stop. That's so gross.
literally gross.
I think Hailey was only like 20 when this like speculation about her and Drake were going around. And I'm like, okay, yes, you're 20, but you're still a baby. Like, you're literally just out into the world.
Well, how big is the age gap between them?
Drake is 35.
Okay, so there's about a 11 year age difference. I'm sorry. I don't think as you get older, it gets less weird, right? But when someone's 20 and it's with a 30-year-old, I just don't. I'm sorry. I think that's gross. I just do. Sorry.
Nope. No, thank you.
I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Drake, in early 2017, she dated NBA star Jordan Clarkson. Had never heard of him before, but I think it was fairly short-lived.
Yep.
Then in summer of 2017, she dated Cameron Dallas.
Yes!
Which Cameron Dallas, I'm sorry. How did you pull Hailey Bieber? Let me know.
That name literally gave me so much like deja vu. I was like, wait, oh my God, Cameron Dallas? Like,
It sent me back to like Vine days. Like I just could not believe it.
Yeah. That's just so wild.
Right? Literally.
Well, I think they were both signed to the same modeling agency, and that's how they first met.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Cameron Dallas's performance? Somehow Cameron Dallas made it on the Broadway stage in Mean Girls the Musical. It's horrendous. Look it up.
I'm sorry, what?
Just look it up and you're gonna just look it up. That's all I'm gonna say. Girly.
Okay.
Girly pop. It's bad. Okay. So then May 2018, I have a note about Shawn Mendes. So here's the thing.
Yes.
At the time, they went to the Met Gala. I remember that was a huge thing. They looked great together. I remember that moment. It was a big moment. And they both came out and said they weren't dating, like they're just friends, blah, blah, blah. But then a couple years later in an interview, Shawn Mendes said that they weren't dating, but they were in a zone of limbo. So I think it was that thing where like they were friends and they weren't sure if they should ever cross the line. There was more there, but they just weren't sure. That's like my interpretation of Shawn saying zone of limbo. But he only came out and said that way after the fact. So
limbo for me is what I am thinking of. Like they did stuff. They didn't do a lot of stuff, but they still did stuff, but they didn't define it. But they were
they
also
definitely
more than
hooked
friends.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
But then it is interesting to me too, because right after that happened, we know that Shawn got with Camila Cabello, and that was a very successful relationship. I still can't believe they're not together. Like, I thought that was going to be like a forever thing, but it is what it is.
Wait, when did him and Camila get together? Was it right after Hailey?
I think it was pretty soon after, yeah.
They were together that long?
Who? Camila and Shawn?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my gosh.
I could be way off on that. But I think
you're right. I think you're right because they had that single together. I Know What She Did Last Summer or whatever.
Oh, that song slapped. It still slaps, honestly.
Yes.
Okay. But then in summer of 2018, right after all this Shawn Mendes stuff, she got back together with Justin Bieber. And he proposed 2 months after them getting back together. And then they ended up getting married pretty soon after that.
Yep. I know it's not a Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez episode, but the fact that Justin Bieber switched so fast is insane to me.
I just feel like over that time, because neither of them during that time, I think Justin was on and off with people throughout that period of time, whether it be Selena Gomez or someone else. Hailey, as we see, didn't really have any solid relationship that lasted for a long time or anything like that. I think even after Justin unfollowed her in 2016, I think at some point during 2017, they got into contact again and maybe chatted here and there. So then in 2018, when they got back together, they were already like, nope, this is what it is.
Well, I was looking up an article and it said that they were in contact together in 2017 when Justin had rekindled stuff with Selena and Hailey was still doing the weird limbo thing with Sean, and that they were still friends and talking in 2017. Boom. So that's why I'm not surprised that like come 2018 things had moved so fast, because they were friends and then they quickly became more than that.
Totally. And I will say, I actually really like Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber as a couple. How do you feel about them?
I like them on paper, but I think in reality, Hailey could do better. Like, I feel like Hailey deserves someone who worships the ground that she walks on. And I feel like Justin can do it, but not all the time. And he's inconsistent that way.
Fair. But what I will say, I think a lot of what that has to do with is Justin Bieber's mental health stuff. And they've been pretty vocal about that, right? And like they've been vocal about how they've had really hard times in their marriage. But I think that they love each other enough that they've been working through it, right? They've been hit with a lot as a young couple. Justin Bieber's mental health stuff. Their health stuff, which I was going to talk about it later, but I'll talk about it now. Justin had the thing with the virus with half of his face.
Yep.
Prior to that, not too long before that, Hailey had the transient ischemic attack, which is basically almost like a precursor to a stroke. So like the fact that that happened and they're helping each other through all of this, they have not had an easy relationship. So
it's a lot. Yeah.
I don't totally actually agree the fact that she could do better. I think they're well matched because they are willing to make this relationship work. And maybe someday that will change, but I feel like the fact that they've stuck with each other through all of this says a lot.
Definitely. No, and I definitely understand, because working through that together in a marriage is very, very hard. I think for me, I think Hailey just needs someone a little more steadier than Justin.
Fair enough.
Like I think that's the life that she wants. She's very private, as we've talked about before. And so it feels like she could have someone a bit more steady and private. But Justin has also been private a lot lately, but his fans can get crazy.
Justin's fans are nuts. I really hate that they constantly cannot get away from the Selena conversation. Like to this day, people are like, Selena, like blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, can you just let them go? Like, props to Hailey for dealing with that. Because I can't imagine hearing that all the time. But yeah, that's what I have for her relationship stuff. Do you have anything to add?
I was nothing solid to add, but did you see that whole thing with like the Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber little beef that was happening earlier this year?
Yes, where like Selena Gomez supposedly copied her TikTok video or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't buy that for a second. Yeah. I think it just looked similar because all skincare videos look the same. Like there's an aesthetic for these kind of videos for a reason. So
exactly.
I don't think that was purposeful.
Yeah,
I think people are trying to make stuff up for the sake of having drama, and it makes me upset. Like, let them live their lives.
Yeah, I was literally going to say that.
Also, actually, Hailey and Selena both have a similar, not similar, but a similar energy in the way that I feel like they're both very sweet, just like nice people. So I really have a hard time believing either of them would go out of the way to create this drama for no reason. So I don't have a ton to say about Rhode Skincare, but I'll just kind of go through what I have. So here's the official description of the skincare brand. A line of curated skincare essentials made with thoughtful intention. Our formulas nourish your skin barrier to instantly give you dewy, delicious skin while improving its look and feel over time. I have mixed feelings about celebrity skincare and celebrity makeup because I feel like it's just such a money grab these days.
It is.
Like a lot of people don't put much thought into it. We've talked about this on the podcast before, I think maybe during the JLo episode, because JLo has like a makeup brand and I'm just like, what? But I do think Hailey has been very invested in skincare for a long time. You can see that on her YouTube videos. You can see it in like past interviews, just like things like that. So I think she put a lot of thought about it. It's similar to how I feel, interestingly enough, about Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty brand. Like, I think they both actually care about it a lot and the message they're sending and things like that. So for them, I don't think, of course you want to make money. I mean, duh. But I don't think it was necessarily a money grab for either of them. But.
No, I agree. I feel like Hailey was so thoughtful about this skincare brand, which makes me even more inclined to try it. Because I don't know. I just feel like, especially with celebrity brands, you can feel when they're genuine.
100%.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
The one thing I will say that I feel like she's been saying this for a while, like the glazed look, right? The clean skin look. I don't know how it became a Hailey thing, right? But it is. I feel like the clean girl aesthetic started with Hailey Bieber. Like, and I was going to talk about this later, but it kind of fits in. But like, you know, you talk about her fashion style, her makeup, her skin, like the slicked back bun, like all of that is kind of with this clean girl aesthetic. And I feel like she really channeled that into her brand. Like she has the peptide glazing fluid that just makes it feel like looking like a glazed donut, which is like her thing, which I think is very interesting, but it's very with the trend, and she sets that trend.
I agree. I so want to buy that product.
Like, I do too.
I'm like dying to get my hands on it and try it because it looks so good.
It does. And I've actually seen a lot of influencers, which I know a lot of them are paid to do this, but a lot of influencers these days, because people can rat out when people are lying about certain products, but a lot of people genuinely like Rhode skincare, which makes me trust it. And I think because she is so knowledgeable about the products that she puts into them. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So I think that's very interesting. The one thing I did want to talk a little bit about is the trademark infringement lawsuit that is very recent for Rhode Skincare.
I don't think I've heard of this.
Okay, so I don't have a ton of information about it, but basically there was a Rhode clothing brand that launched in 2013, has been growing ever since, and is currently projected to make $14.5 million this year. So it's not a tiny, tiny brand. It's like pretty good. I've never heard of it. I'm wondering who's ever heard of it. I've never heard of it, but who knows? It's making some good money. But basically they said her Rhode skincare name is infringement on their trademark for Rhode whatever, for Rhode clothing brand. So I don't know what went into that. For now, the judge ruled that she can move on with promoting her skincare, doing all the things she's doing, but I think that the clothing brand is going to try to bring it to trial again and to do more with it. So I think it's a little up in the air right now. I could be wrong, but that's kind of where we're at with that.
That's so interesting. I wonder if the clothing brand Rhode had trademark and rights already to other industries. So like their Rhode clothing. Do they have Rhode skincare? Do they have Rhode makeup? Do they have Rhode whatever? I wonder like what that list is.
Exactly, because I feel like it would come down to the language used, right? Because if it's under Rhode skincare, but they didn't have that listed, like what is the line? You would have to dig a lot for that, which I didn't really want to because I don't care that much, but especially because the judge ruled that she can continue promoting it. So I feel like there's not a ton of ground for them to walk on, and I bet you're right in that it comes down to the language.
Yeah, like that's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah. But that's all I have about that. But do you have anything to say about her skincare stuff?
No, but that I'm dying to try it. I didn't even know that she was launching something until I got across influencers on TikTok talking about Hailey Bieber's new skincare line. And I was like, wait a second, when did this happen? But the reviews are all so good. So I'm very, very excited to try it.
Because, and it's interesting too, because Rhode Skincare came out at like very similar time to Skin by Kim. because Kim Kardashian has their skincare brand. Skin by Kim products are way more expensive. I heard Skin has not gotten as good of reviews from what I've heard. And I definitely feel like that was more of a money grab, than Rhode was, if I had to guess. But
I agree. I mean, her sisters have also expanded to makeup as well. So why wouldn't she do skincare and explore more of that area more? Yeah. I think Kim's bread and butter is Skims.
I think so too.
I think she should just be pouring all of her energy into that. Because that has been going off like crazy.
It has been going off, and I think it'll continue to go off because of the classicness and timelessness of the products.
Yes.
So I think she hit money with that, and I think she's very passionate about it as well. Yeah. So she needs to keep going with that. She doesn't need skincare. She doesn't.
No.
But it is what it is. And then the only other thing that I wanted to bring up about Hailey Bieber was just make a comment about how much I feel like she's influenced fashion trends and makeup trends and things like that. I know I talked about the clean girl aesthetic. I feel like the blazer movement was a Hailey Bieber thing. I always saw her on top of the trends, right? I feel like she has gotten to the point where she's setting a lot of those things, right? And even what I've been seeing around TikTok lately, the white chrome nails, everyone calls it the Hailey Bieber nails.
Yes.
She has a lot of control over this stuff, more than I think she realizes. She has to more than really try.
Yeah, more than I think people realize as well. Because it's this new trend pops out of nowhere and they're like, oh my God, everyone's jumping on it. But I'm like, okay, well, let's go back and see where it came from. And it came from Hailey Bieber.
Right?
It's crazy.
Exactly. It is crazy. So I just had to make a note about that because I think she's really impressive in that way, which goes back to how I feel through her modeling and maybe her family name and just her dating history and things like that, I feel that's how she became an influencer. I think of her as a model and influencer more than anything else.
Yes. I think she airs more on that side as compared to Gigi Hadid. Gigi's very, very private, and I feel when she wants to be an influencer, she can, but I feel Hailey is more of an influencer than Gigi is.
She is, because Hailey Bieber, when she does something, it makes an impact,
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all the notes I had for her.
Okay. I mean, maybe there's just not a lot on Hailey Bieber, but still interesting.
I know. I think it might just have to be a shorter episode today, but I hope you guys still enjoyed learning about her. And if anything comes up, we'll definitely be sure to mention it on the podcast. But usually when I dig into things, I expect to find drama, right? With these celebrities, our Khloe Kardashian episode, there was so much stuff on her. And I think part of that is, the intertwining of that with all of her other sisters as well. But I really think Hailey might just be a celebrity that is just living her life. It's not because there's not a lot to say. I think it's just because she hasn't gotten into a lot of drama or crazy things. Yeah, she doesn't indulge herself in these kind of things. And she's, again, a very private person. And when she wants to say something, she'll say something. But other than that, she won't involve herself. No, she doesn't. And I think that just shows that she has a really good head on her shoulders. Okay, Selena. So do you want to tell everyone about our topic for next week? Yes. So next week, Theoni and I will be chatting about our hot takes on all things pop culture and also anything in between. So I'm super excited because I feel we agree on a lot of things. Exactly. So I wonder what our hot takes are going to be and how that conversation's going to go. Right? No, me too, because I wonder if we're going to end up just going on these rants or if we're going to find out that we disagree about more stuff than we think. I'm scared. Exactly. So I'm very excited because we are very agreeable, but I'm intrigued to see what we'll disagree on. I know, me too. Okay, well, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Bye.